Dear friends, with a great joy, I am now in the Embassy of India in Romania, Bucharest, with the Ambassador, His Excellency, Mr. Rahul Shrivastava. Namaste.
Namaste.
Bună ziua, and thank you for receiving me. Shukriya. Mr. Ambassador, my visit to you is related to a peace project called Romania, the Messenger of Peace. Why Romania, the Messenger of Peace? It is a joy and an honor for me to reiterate over and over this explanation, a real fact in the history, for every embassy from Romania I visit and I will visit. Because Romania, it is an example of countries that cherishes the peace the most. Probably you know, our country, Romania, is perhaps the only country that has never attacked another country. We have fought in our history, but only for defense our country. We Romanians, we love peace. Now we want to send the white dove of peace to India. We want to send to India a message of peace and friendship and love. Of course, Romania and India are two friendly countries since forever. Sure, Romania loves India and India loves Romania. But peace, it is like a flower. Always we have to take care of it. We have to love it. We have to put water on her to let the light arrive and charge her. So conclusion would be peace lives. Another conclusion, a meaning of the wonderful word peace can also be long friendship, not necessarily an action after a conflict. Peace must be done, obviously, but more importantly, we must understand that peace must be maintained, cultivated. So my first question to you, Mr. Ambassador, what is your opinion about Romania? And by this question, I want to ask you more precisely, what are your feelings towards Romania?
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for visiting us. It's a pleasure, and what you told about the project that you did in the kindergarten about India and Romania, that's very heartening. We need people like you who can encourage the spirit of peace among the children. I've been in Romania for just about 7 months. Yes, thank you. For me to say a lot about Romania is too early, but my first impressions have been all very good. I have traveled in the regions of Romania also, and wherever I have gone, I have noticed a few things. Number one, your people are very warm. They are very welcoming no matter which place you go. Number two, Romania is beautiful in every corner, and it's not a very big country compared to, say, India, but then you have a huge diversity. So if I go from the south of Romania a little bit to the center, the landscape changes, and it's all very beautiful.
Rivers, mountains,
yes, exactly.
fields.
Food also, for example, food, architecture, although again you are not a huge country, but you had influence from many places around the world, so that is why you have a lot of diversity. So that's another thing that struck me. And then of course you have the climate compared to some of the countries where I was posted, where it gets very cold, the winter is
Just
very
one.
hot. Yes, or in say, India where it gets very hot, your weather is very mild. And I am told that in February the winter almost ends, and March you have spring. So I look forward to that. So Romania has been a very great experience so far. I've been here for several years, and I look forward to this pandemic coming to a close so that we can do a lot of things together, like the ones that you have done. We have many projects in mind.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for these nice words. It is very joyful to hear you. Me, I'm a person who grew up in the countryside with my dear grandparents. We call it Mamaya and Tataya. And for sure, this is the most beautiful period of any man's life. I believe and I imagine like this it is in heaven. Opening my eyes in this area of the Romanian village, I have the chance to get to know and live naturally the Romanian traditions, the Romanian customs. I live, I could say, archaic. Although I was born in 1981, barefoot when running, playing in the dust, eat real organic food, real natural food from the animals we have it in the yard. to be dressed in handmade woolen clothes in the winter, to wear in the summer handmade shirts and decorated manual by my grandmother. So it is a pleasure and an honor, a duty for me whenever I have the opportunity and as often as possible to be dressed in traditional Romanian clothes. Today, in our present time, we all live in this globalization, which has its good parts, obviously, but we must somehow protect the identity of the peoples. So my second question for you, very important for me, Mr. Ambassador, how we can explain, how we can mobilize to show and demonstrate that this globalization does not mean the loss of traditions, the loss of custom. Every people and country has this wealth first, and it is the holiest. The traditions, the customs, culture, language. We can, and it is not nice to be all the same. So another conclusion, peace is the beauty of human diversity. What is your opinion about this globalization? Almost eat us.
Well, I can give the example of India because in India we have tradition, or our tradition goes back to 5,000 years. When you say about, say, marriage celebrations or some social gatherings that we have, our religious customs or the dresses that we wear, those have continued no matter what happened in India. We were colonized, we were attacked, we had other rulers and kings from abroad. They came, but the core values, they remain. So
you give me an optimistic message.
Yes, exactly. So that is why it has to come from the people, from within. And in that context, I would like to mention the project that you are doing, that you are doing a good thing, that you are reaching out to children. Because the children have to understand the importance of their culture. Like you said, you like wearing the traditional costumes, and this you like because your grandmother, grandfather, they told you, they showed you that this is our tradition. So we have to pass it on to our children. So no matter what happens, globalization is not a bad word, but yes, no matter what happens, what kind of influence we have, we will ensure, if we pass it on to our children, that our customs, traditions, they continue. They should not grow up thinking that what is traditional, what is belonging to their place is bad. They have to have a sense of pride. This can come only when they are small. So we have to teach them, we have to show them, we have to tell them about it.
Great, great. I'm very happy whenever I see one Romanian children dressing in traditional Romanian clothes. Mr. Ambassador, during communist time, you know, that period, me too, I also catch this period for 9 years. A pleasure of Romanians, a freedom, we can say, of Romanians was represented by the Indian movies. Your movies sweetened our lives. We were very happy to see them. Because of them, we saw India, we discovered India. We learned many things about India. I love my India. It was a song when I was a child. Indian movies have stood the test of time in the past and now, for me at least. They are like a psychological treatment. I tell you honestly, they make me laugh, they make me cry with emotion. It is very important to laugh, to cry sometimes by emotion, not by sadness. Indian movies are full of emotion, they are full of life, they are full of music. I like this style. During the day, I stop 5 minutes to dance with my wife, if you can believe it. So I would like to live in a country like India. They are full of dance, and when we look at them, we become human again. We get out from this sphere of stress. We are not longer robots. We have feelings, laughing, crying, dancing, singing. It's very beautiful, this style. Mr. Ambassador, is life in India the same as in Indian movies? The love of India, the love in India is so strong, so emotional, so powerful, and families in India, this is a question I put to me myself every time, are very united. There is such a strong bond between uncle and niece. Our or nephew, between aunt and niece and nephew. During a normal day, do people take breaks to dance and sing in India?
Well, the Indian movies, or for that matter, movies in any country, they are inspired by local life. So what the Bollywood movies
Right.
show may not be exactly what happens in India, but then it is inspired by
By the
the
reality.
sentiments, by the reality of India. Because family life in India is very important, and as you rightly said, we have huge families. So I will, when there is a marriage celebration, you will have families from your village, you have families, distant relatives, so we try to keep in touch with everyone. That way we appreciate family values, and that is one of the reasons you will see, for example, divorce rates in India, they are very low compared to many countries, and
Yes.
it's not very high. People are also emotional, that you see in Bollywood movies, that is also a fact. So people are kind-hearted, and yes, we love song and dance.
It's very beautiful.
Yes, any Indian, you will rarely find Indians who will not dance. When our marriages happen, there's some occasion, friends meet, they will dance. And also we listen to a lot of music. In that context, but I don't know whether I can dance or not, but then I like the Bollywood music, so that's something I always find time to do. Even yesterday evening, I remember I switched on the home music system, and then I have songs on Spotify. So when I listen to that, I feel peaceful.
Do you know how much you help us in that time when we don't have access to the TV, and we saw the Indian movies and the people dance in the cinema room?
Yeah.
So thank you for this.
Even now you have two channels which show Bollywood
Sure,
movies,
sure.
two channels in
Very
Romania,
good channels.
just showing Bollywood
Yes.
movies. Plus your national channel, every evening when I switch on, I see some Indian serial going on there.
Mr. Ambassador Rahul, at the end of our interview, I invite you to sound alarm, it is necessary, to call from Romania and India to the whole world for peace, love and friendship. My project, Romania, the messenger of peace, is primarily addressed to the children, because we must teach children to cherish peace, to love peace, and to do peace. Education, you know very well, it's essential at the age of childhood, and the tree is known by his fruit. We have a saying. Our children, our mirror, and their future is also our responsibility. And to express our respect, friendship, and love for India, we organize it, as I told you, with the children from kindergarten nursery in Bucharest, a celebration dedicated to children for India. We were dancing like in India, we sang like in India, we learned about India, we play games from India with that shells, very interesting. And most importantly, we became friends with an Indian family who lives in Bucharest. I say namaste to Varshita, one daughter of India, I live here. The children from Romania immediately became friends with the children from India. I honestly tell you that we adults, the parents, the big people have a lot to learn from children, because children have the moral value of angels in the eyes of God. Therefore, we must be like children in our heart, in our soul. We really appreciate you. You are very kind and very open in making team with us in this noble project. Thank you for signing our diplomas that we will give to the children together, you and me and our team. We call the children the peacemakers. This noble feeling